Hey everyone, I'm here in parking lot crocheting. I'm putting the trim on some more of my squares. I thought I'd just call you up for a few minutes because I need to be somewhere by 4:30, so I have a few minutes to work on this and call you. And I also have church tonight, so when I get done with what I have to do at 4:30, I need to go home, and first thing I'll do is tend to all the animals, make sure they have fresh water to drink, throw out some food, and then I'll have to start supper, something quick, and then have church tonight. So it has been a busy day because this morning after I got done a few chores at home, I went and did my laundry. And I worked on some of these squares while I was there. Oh, if you get a chance, see, I'm just putting the trim on. If you get a chance to check out my community page, I posted a picture of three postcards that I have ready to swap with somebody, with some 3 people. And I posted a picture of some of these squares that I had got trimmed. So you might want to check it out. I've misplaced my favorite G hook, H hook, and I hook. And I mean, I have other G, H, and I's. In fact, I have this I, which I can work with, but it's not my favorite. You know, we all have our favorite hooks. This square is one that I made. And then I have this one that Steve made that I'm going to trim while I'm here. The fence, the property line fence that the storm had knocked down right behind my trailer is fixed. It's up. The landlord's handymen came yesterday and they worked just about all morning putting it up, securing it, adding new boards and screws and nails and brackets, and they really cleaned up that area too. That area had a lot of broken concrete, just stuff that my landlord was piling up there, and they really cleaned all that up. He must have mentioned it to them that while they had the tractor to clean up that stuff, and so it looks better in front of my trailer. I don't use that space for anything. Sometimes I've thought about looking for a little table and a chair, you know, from Facebook Marketplace, and putting it behind my trailer where my added on room is. There's another big concrete slab that's under a tree that would be nice to sit, but I'd have to, it would be difficult because, you know, my fur babies would want to come outside there with me. I'd have to put them on their leashes and hook their leashes up to something, and I just don't like doing that, especially when they have my little yard to be free in, you know, but it's not fenced in behind the trailer on the concrete, and especially my Chihuahua, she would wander. So I've never done anything with that concrete that's behind the trailer. I forget how many of these squares I have already trimmed. And what else can I tell you? It's in the 80s here today, but there's a breeze. So that is good. I wish I could point the camera so you could see me crochet, but I'm already almost all the way around this square. The color I'm trimming it with is, let's see, it's I Love This Yarn, and the color is called Linen. Linen. After I did my laundry this morning, I'm actually here in the Michael's parking lot. Well, Michael's is back there. This is, here there's a fitness center, a tailor, a sticky rice, Chinese place, wellness place, a beauty salon, and a massage place. But, now, next to Michael's is the place where I buy my dog's food. It's called Hollywood Feed, and it's supposed to be all natural food, you know, and my dogs, they love it. The brand I get is called Wova, and the one I get them has tuna fish and pumpkin, tuna fish, pumpkin, and something else. And sometimes I'll switch it up with another one that's salmon. I think it's salmon, or mackerel, and it has some vegetables in it. And the people that work there, I finished that one, see? The people that work there are very, very nice, and they are not veterinarians, but they're very knowledgeable, and they have nutritionists for animals that go in there and teach the staff thing, so that if you have questions, they really go into detail answering you. And so I had a question today, because I've noticed this week my little monster, I mean, to me, it's like she's losing weight. And I haven't called the vet because she's eating, she's drinking, she's pottying. She's not throwing up. She don't have diarrhea. She's not peeing more than usual. Her poop is the color that it's, the lady has a big GMC Yukon, and she just drove over. Did you hear her tires squeak and her brakes? She just drove over the thing that has the mulch in these little parking lot trees. I mean, she went over the side of it, I think. Now there's no tree there. You know what? She might have knocked that tree down, and I can't see it because there's a car there, but I did see her Yukon go over that. Now, what was I saying? Oh, so Monster, you know, everything seems to be okay. It just seems like to me she's lost weight, and I'm worried about that. So I asked the lady there, is there something I can add to this food to maybe get some weight on? And she took me over and showed me this, it's a protein powder. Then they have protein powder and protein, what did she call them? Crackers or something that you add to this canned food. But it was $22, $32, $39, for not a very big bag. So I thanked her, and I told her I'm gonna research. I'm going to, if I didn't have someplace to go shortly, I would have had Monster with me, and I would have taken her over there to PetSmart, because they have a scale there where you can just go in and weigh your dogs, and I would have weighed her. See if I can't do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't have anything pressing to do, because I'm really I'm concerned about it. I know she's older. I don't know how old she is, because there's a long story to Monster, how she got her name. I can tell you how I ended up with her was some friends of mine that live out in the country. They had her, and they're both professional people. They both, well, the husband has 2 businesses, and the wife was involved in the businesses, but she also had another job that had her traveling a lot, and they had some other dogs of their own, and they ended up with Monster. They're the ones that named her, and they had her for a couple years, and I had my Sadie, my Chihuahua Sadie, but I was looking for another little dog to be a playmate for Sadie, and I had mentioned it, to them, because they have some connections, and I said, if you ever come across, a small dog like another little Chihuahua or a mini pin or Pomeranian, would you let me know? And they got to talking, and they said to me, well, why don't you just adopt Monster from us? Our lives are really busy, and she is a lap dog, and she needs, more attention than what they could give. And so they gave her to me. I forget how long now. It may be like about 7-8 years. And so because of the way that they ended up with her, they didn't know how old she was. The vet have guessed, going by her teeth, and Monster, she doesn't have the best teeth because she's older. She has had to have some teeth taken out. That very nice doctor took out 2 of her teeth and didn't charge me extra when he had her under anesthesia, and they were taking out those stones, those kidney stones. He went ahead and took out 2 of her teeth that needed to be taken out. One was loose, he said, and he didn't charge me extra for that. When Monster was on the Banfield plan at Petco, that's not the vet that did her surgery, but when she was on that plan, anytime I would take her, for her regular checkup, or if she was sick and needed to be seen, they were always pushing for me to pay $1,500 for her dental. And she was on a wellness plan. And some of that was supposed to be covered, but it's never all that they say it is when they're selling it to you. I have found that out the hard way. Just finished this one. And so I never had that much money to have her teeth done. And then I talked with my friends, the ones that gave her to me, and they felt like at her age, you know, she already was put under once that we know of, because she had to have those stones removed. And the older a dog gets, you know, it's more risky to put them under. So there was that to consider. I have bought dog toothpaste and dog something else, that it's a green gel that you're supposed to be able to put on, and it's supposed to excuse me, whiten them up, and it doesn't, at least not hers. So I am worried about her. She's just the cutest thing, and she's so small, and she thinks she's so tough, and she has taken over that trailer. That was Sadie's, you know, domain. But Monster, she just, if I'm sitting down or laying down and Sadie comes up, you know, and wants to be petted and be loved on, Monster has a way of just nudging her way up and getting in front of Sadie. And Sadie takes it really well. She don't ever, you know, try to fight with her. Both of them have been so special to me. I tell people that besides Jesus, Sadie and Monster are my constant. It used to just be Sadie I would say that about, because Sadie has been with me through brain surgery. You know, when I came home and recovered, oh, Sadie was such a comfort. And then when I got sick and almost died of spinal meningitis, when I got home, Sadie was so happy to see me. She she actually jumped through my screen door and broke the screen, and I've never fixed it. I've just left it like that to be like a little doggy door. But I remember she flew through that screen. She was so happy to see me. I didn't have Monster yet then, but since I've gotten Monster, it's been Jesus, Sadie, and Monster are my constant. And during all that time, I didn't have chickens and all that. That all came later, but you know, those chickens and that gosling and Miss Kitty Cat all have a special place in my heart. I cooked up some broccoli today to add to Monster and Sadie's food. Just trying to do what I can. That food, Wova, one can is over $4. And I mean, I will pay for it. And when I can, I do buy a case of it. They were, after Monster had that surgery to remove those stones, the doctor made a prescription for food for her to be on. And I mean, it was expensive, and you had to have the prescription. And they suggested the canned food and the dry food, which is interesting, because after a lot of research, I found out that a lot of the dry food for dogs is just a bunch of fillers, like a lot of corn and things that can cause crystals to form, which turn into stones. And so after I found that out, and I did some digging, I stopped buying the dry food, prescription dry food, and I was just buying the prescription wet food. But and I couldn't just put it down for Monster. I tried in the beginning, give Sadie what I was feeding her before, and give Monster this prescription food. And what would happen is Sadie would run over to Monster's food, Monster would get annoyed and run over to Sadie's, and so it was just better to put the same food down for both. which got, a little pricey because now I'm buying for two. I figured it's not going to hurt Sadie, you know. I did that for as long as I could. But what I noticed and what I talked to the veterinarian about was they both always seemed hungry. It was like that prescription food was, I said, does this prescription food have all the vitamins and minerals and things that it's supposed to have in it? Because they're two small dogs, and I'm giving the amount that you said, and they're still acting very, very hungry. And he said, well, just double up what you're given. So I did that. And I just began to feel real uncomfortable with that. And I looked into cooking their food, and I did try that for a little bit. And every now and then I'll still cook something up for them. And then I found this place that I told you about, and they seem satisfied with this wuva, pumpkin, tuna, and there's something else in it. And then, like I say, sometimes I switch off and get the mackerel. I don't give chicken. The vet said I could buy like chicken breasts when they're on sale and just boil them up. But see, back home I had a little chihuahua that I came to Texas with. She ended up passing away, but back home I bought her really good food. I forget the brand now. And it had chicken in it. Well, after a while I noticed her lips, her bottom lip especially, it had little things, black things sticking out, like if she got into a pick-a-bush, and she hadn't. And then her mouth swelled, and I had her checked out with the veterinarian. Lots of blood work and all that, and come to find out she was allergic to chicken. And the veterinarian said that it's common in small breeds, dogs, to have an allergy to chicken. And I have heard it from other people back home and down here, that they've had trouble with giving their small breed anything with chicken or just chicken. And so I've never wanted to give Sadie chicken and sure not monster, and I haven't, because I just don't know. I just remember how bad I felt when that little chihuahua I had, her name was Chula, I named her when her mouth got like that. So then I switched her over. The veterinarian suggested another brand that was lamb and rice, and she did good with that. And so I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do for my little monster baby. And I'm really sleepy today. I did not sleep good last night. And like I say, today has been busy. I've been up, out of bed, feet on the floor, doing this and doing that since after, it was like 3:35 this morning. And it's been like that since. I did try to lay down during Melissa's live Crochet in Agreement. And I thought I was going to doze off. I was getting sleepy, but I never did doze off. I just laid down and tried to rest. But I still have all the things I told you to do for the rest of the day. And then hopefully tonight when I get home from church and get to bed, I'll sleep better tonight than last night. So, sorry this wasn't a very exciting video, but I did manage to get 2 nice squares trimmed. So please check out my community tab. Check out those postcards. Let me know if you're one of the people that are interested in swapping postcards if you're in the United States. And also I posted a picture of squares and of my lavender love seat, so you can see how that I picked the color. The reason why I went with a frosty green or a sage is because I have one wall that the friend from church painted probably 2 years ago. The color is called Back to Nature, and it goes so good with this green. And he was going to paint behind the love seat that color, but I was unsure if I wanted an accent wall or what. But and my friend, it's not his fault that the room didn't finish getting painted. It's mine. I had that second shoulder surgery and couldn't get in there to move things. But he'll often tell me, I'm ready to come finish painting that room whenever you are. So thank God for great friends. And well, I'm going to let you go. I'm surprised that this hasn't cut off, but I still can't believe that lady drove over that thing. Well, I imagine that Yukon is very high. Maybe she didn't see it, but if there was a tree planted there, she should have been able to see the tree. Okay, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.